I love the energy, the enthusiasm. Hollywood!
This is Utah Tech football and the Lance Anderson Coaches Show.
A lot of good work. I'm really proud of you guys.
And hi there, Trailblazer Nation. Welcome to the Lance Anderson Coaches Show. Rod Zundel here, along with the head coach of Utah Tech football. Utah Tech coming off a loss at UNLV in Allegiant Stadium Saturday afternoon. Now they get ready to return back to Greater Zion Stadium Saturday night, 7 o'clock kickoff with Northern Arizona. And before we move ahead to next week, let's take a look back at Saturday. You wanted to make an improvement from game 1 to game 2. The score was not what you wanted. The stats were not what you wanted. But could you see improvement from game 1 to game 2?
There was. I mean, on the outside, it might look difficult to recognize that, but there was some improvement. I thought in a lot of areas the execution was better. We're putting ourselves in better position to make plays. We're closer. We're just, one or two guys away, one or two things away from happening to, I think, really executing at a higher level.
Now, a lot of people that watch the game, they say, okay, how can you say that and be positive, but explain a little bit more of some of the specific things that you saw that gives you encouragement going into week 3.
Especially on the offensive side of the ball, there were so many plays in this game where we were maybe one step away, one guy away, maybe a missed block, a drop ball, a penalty, something like that really prevented us from making a big play, which shows us that we are close. We just need to have everybody do their job, finish the play, and we're close to executing at the level we'd like.
Wanted to improve on third down conversions. You did that, had more sustained drives, and then a couple of drives you had big plays on third down for first down, but they're called back because of penalty. You had a wide open receiver. The turf monster got him and fell down, and then a couple of times a guy didn't hold his block, and nobody was within 10 yards other than that defender right there. So I can see what you're saying. And how do you take that and say, okay, we had more opportunities. Now, how do you convert that and finish them off so you can feel the success?
The big thing our guys need to recognize, they need to have a sense of urgency to get the job done and to do things correct. I mentioned this last week, but we need to do a better job of being able to take practice to the game. Mm-hmm. We've got to be able to do those things correct in practice and then carry it over to the game. So we're close. It's just we've got to get it done.
This could be a fun little rivalry between FBS and FCS, UNLV, obviously Las Vegas just down the road. What was it like taking your team, first time Utah Tech's ever played in an NFL stadium, just that atmosphere and the surroundings of such a great stadium?
Oh, it's a tremendous place to play, tremendous venue, playing in an NFL stadium like Allegiant Stadium. I mean, just everything there is first class. I mean, the field, the locker rooms, the stadium, I mean, it is all first class. So I think for our guys, it was a pretty special experience to be able to go on the road and play in a venue like that.
And before we go into the highlights, do you use that as a recruiting tool, saying, hey, we're going to go into Allegiant Stadium, we're going to go to Rice-Eccles Stadium, we're going to go to Colorado State or BYU?
Oh, no question. I mean, that's what recruits want to hear. They want opportunities to play on a stage like that. So as an FCS program, being able to go and play FBS programs really show what you can do. And certainly the results weren't what we would like. We're not at the level we want to be yet. But that opportunity is exciting, appealing, and something we can definitely recruit to.
All right, let's show you some of the highlights. You got off to a great start right off the bat. They scored, and then you come back. First play of the game, you're kind of in a hurry-up offense, and you get rolling.
Yes, I mean, we go to a little bit of tempo here, get some positive plays, convert a first down. This is the way we wanted to start the game.
Yeah, 2 plays, first down. That's what you wanted to see. Then on the third play, explain this.
We went into 13 personnel, put 3 tight ends on the field. We kind of got them in the defense we expected. And Deacon made a great read and leads to the big touchdown for Alec Burton.
Alec Burton getting a little more playing time with Eni Fala'i not able to play right now. So you're tied at 7, and then your offense kind of went stagnant a little bit. They got rolling offensively, rushing the football. But then you got another sustained drive started later in the second quarter. A lot of misdirection here, Coach.
Yeah, this was very, very positive, getting the ball to Jay McEwen here for a nice gain. And another first down, just keeping those chains moving.
And then on third down, you're in the red zone, and Hill, perfect throw, great catch by Trinette Estes. Just didn't get that foot out of bounds.
The second week in a row for Trinette where he is right on the sideline, close to making a play.
So you missed a field goal there, but then you come back the final seconds of the first half, complete a long play, but the
Yeah,
time
wish
ran
we
out.
had just another second or two and could have maybe set up another field goal attempt there for us.
Deacon Hill, 14 of 28, 188 yards. Opening drive of the second half, Reggie Graff got the start and got off to some great runs here.
You know, Reggie brings another dimension. I mean, he brings some energy when he comes on the field, really athletic. And, you see here, he made some tremendous throws as well.
Yeah, Reggie's 4 for 4, 38 yards. That's Eric Olson. He had 4 receptions to 29 for 29 yards. A couple plays later, you fumbled. That drive ended. Now, end of the third, you got another sustained drive going. True Tanner, let's had a couple of good looks the first 2 weeks.
I mean, True Tanner has some speed. He's a great addition, and he's going to have a great future here for us.
And then Hill with Chris Street coming out of the backfield. No, Reggie Graff first. Again, taking on the other side for a first down. So you're moving the chains, Coach. You're feeling good about yourself. And then you capitalize and you finish it off with Chris Street out of the backfield for a 31-yard touch.
Yeah, go for it on fourth down here. I'm just hoping we can convert the first down, but we do a lot more than that. Chris makes a couple guys miss and scores the touchdown.
Deacon, overall, the Trailblazers, 226 yards passing. A number I know you'd like to get up is 67 yards rushing.
Exactly, and especially this week against NAU, we know that we have got to run the ball more effectively in order for us to compete in this game. So that's a priority for us this week.
During fall camp, you said you may have a concern about the offensive line just because they haven't had a lot of experience. But they gave up a sack Saturday afternoon, 1 sack in 2 games.
I'll tell you what, the offensive line is really playing hard. Again, we need to get better at that position, but the guys are really competing. They're playing hard. They're getting better all the time.
Third down conversions better than they were in game 1, but obviously not anywhere where you'd like it to be yet.
No, but we saw glimpses.
Yeah.
You know, we were able to convert some. We were able to get the chains moving a little bit. So we're headed in the right direction. It's just against another good football team this week. Yeah. We've got to take another step in the right direction.
So when you go through your tape sessions with your offense and your individual skill players and all that, when you show them stuff like that, there's got to be some sort of a positive message, and they can see if they do what is expected, then they've got an opportunity because the plays are starting to be there.
Oh, no question. I think that was definitely the case this week, where they could see that we were maybe 1 block away. We were a penalty away. We were a drop ball away. Maybe there's an open receiver there that we didn't get the ball to. But they see now there are opportunities there. We've got to get all 11 guys doing their job and executing.
This is the Lance Anderson Coaches Show here on The Fan and Trailblazer Sports Vision. Utah Tech coming off a loss Saturday afternoon against UNLV in Las Vegas, getting ready to be back home Saturday night, 7 o'clock against Northern Arizona. When you look at the defense, they gave up a lot of rushing yards. The passing yards, they held the quarterback at bay. But the rushing yards, you've got to get that taken care of and fill some holes.
We really do, and that's kind of been the story through the first 2 weeks is we got to play better run defense. And I understand part of it is just being overmatched a little bit in terms of physicality, strength, size. Yeah. But if that's the case, we've got to maybe have a little more variety on defense with some movement, different packages, and we just have to do a better job tackling.
With at least 6 guys not able to play Saturday afternoon because of either illness or injury, you had to have some guys step up. And as we show you the highlights, Spencer Rich, because you had 2 linebackers not playing that are contributors, but Spencer Rich really had a great game, 12 tackles, number 45.
He did. I mean, Spencer's a transfer from Memphis, has been a great addition to our program. Solid starter for us. He did have a lot on his plate on Saturday. With 2 other linebackers out, he had to play basically the whole way, played over 80 plays, played on special teams.
Brevin Handelman also had 10 tackles. Couple linebackers out. Then Malachi Fakahua from Dixie High School, converted running back from a year ago. First start, got a good strip fumble right there.
That's something we work on all the time, and it's great to see it show up in a game situation.
And speaking about guys stepping up, Rick Muai got the only sack of the game. So you guys had 2 sacks in 2 games.
Yeah, Rick is a true freshman. Just got back from his mission. He has got a ton of ability, ton of potential, and he's been showing a lot in practice and pass rush. It's great to see it show up in the game here.
So you did have guys step up, and you talked about it going in that you got to have next man up, and you had a couple guys be that next man up.
Yeah, we hate losing guys like Jared Fotu and Jaron Paulu, Jagger Williams, Gabe Valenzuela, but it's great to see guys step up and play hard and be productive.
Okay, so you've taken on in the first game the second-ranked team in FCS, Montana State, and then UNLV that's receiving top 25 votes in the FBS rankings. How are you? Are you able to take positives from those two tough opponents and now catapult that into saying, okay, playing those guys made us better?
There's no question. I mean, we knew we had a tough schedule. We knew we were going to be stretched in these first few opponents. But, I mean, it really does. It forces us to be at our very best. And what it really does is it shows us where we need to get to. If we want to be a top FCS level program, we need to be like Montana State. We need to be like an NAU, a Big Sky team. And, I mean, these games really, they test us for sure.
As you went back to practice Monday morning here in St. George, what was your vital and most important message to the team?
Our big message was we've got to have effort. No matter what happens, we can't quit. We can't slow down. We've got to work harder. We've got to give better effort, and then the execution has to improve. I felt Monday was one of our best Monday practices so far, where we had great effort, guys really flying around, playing hard, and our execution was solid for a Monday practice.
Okay. You saw some of their highlights, but when we come back on the Lance Anderson Coaches Show, a couple of players will join us, Spencer Rich and Chris Street. That's when the Lance Anderson Coaches Show comes back, so please, won't you do the same? D.R. Horton is America's largest home builder, but with a local heart. Nestled just west of the Sand Hollow Recreation Area is a 600-acre master planned community with beautifully designed single-family homes, cottages, and townhomes called Long Valley. Visit us at drhorton.com and join us in continuing the American dream of home ownership and build your next home with D.R. Horton, America's builder.
Experience the magic of southern Utah from the sky and the ground at Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons. They take you on breathtaking journeys across the stunning landscapes of St. George, Hurricane, and beyond. But why just visit when you can live here? Priority First Real Estate is dedicated to helping you find your dream home. Together, they bring you closer to the community, closer to nature, closer to home. Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons and Priority First Real Estate, where adventure meets home.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to take a time out from the sidelines and jump into the action? St. George Regional Airport has you covered. Score big with convenient flights that take you from our Red Rocks to destinations around the globe. Whether it's the bright lights of LA or an exotic getaway across the Pacific, your adventure starts right here at home. When you're planning that epic getaway, St. George Regional Airport is your home field advantage.
The Burt Brothers doing it better player of the game against UNLV, running back Chris Street, the redshirt junior from Eastvale, California, with 60 all-purpose yards, piling up most of those yards as a receiver. 5 catches, 46 yards, including a 31-yard touchdown.
There goes Chris Street, touchdown! Utah Tech!
That is Street's first career receiving touchdown in a Trailblazer uniform. Chris Street, this week's Burt Brothers doing it better player of the game.
And imagine that, Chris Street now joins us on the Lance Anderson Coaches Show. Chris on the far left, welcome, my friend. Now, we could have given away 2 Burt Brothers doing it better player of the game because Spencer Rich, we talked about him in the first segment, 12 tackles. Spencer, welcome. And so let's just, first of all, guys, let's talk about the atmosphere. Playing in Allegiant Stadium, playing in NFL Stadium, first time Trailblazers have done that. Spencer Rich, let's start with you. What was that atmosphere like?
I think it was nice. It was nice to have a lot of people being able to be there and in a nice stadium that's lit up. It was a great atmosphere. It kind of set I guess a good timing and position for us as a team. I think it was solid to be in.
Now you're from Nashville, Tennessee. You're a transfer from University of Memphis. Have you played in an NFL stadium before? So this old hat to you, right?
Yeah, I played in the Eagle Stadium, but it wasn't anything quite like the Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah.
So.
And what about you?
The atmosphere was great. Honestly, I thought it was beautiful. Just the stadium, the lights. I mean, all all the pretty stuff that they had going on there. And just looking up at the dome, I kind of before the game was just looking around just to seeing the sights, looking at how high the dome was. It was kind of cool, but I was really appreciative that we were blocked away from the sun there because I know,
yeah,
I know it was
about
being
106 degrees outside, I think,
Yeah.
in Las Vegas. Did you feel faster?
Yeah, actually, I really like the turf. The turf made me feel pretty fast, so it allowed me to make some plays out there.
Spencer, a couple of linebackers out in this game, so someone had to step up, and you and Brevin Hamlin did that, and the linebacker and the DBs. Talk about your performance and what it was like, because it was tough to tackle speed. They were speedy.
I think the biggest thing was really just the preparation throughout the week, knowing that with those two guys down that we would kind of have to be in the game the whole game. So I think taking a lot of reps in practice, kind of putting ourselves, me and Malachi, in tiring situations to be able to get out there and have endurance throughout the game. I think that was a pretty big thing. So.
And Coach, what is it about Spencer Rich that you wanted him here in this program and what he's done the first couple of games?
I mean, Spencer's just a tough, physical guy, works hard, he's a leader, and I love how he understands the game of football. He's got great football IQ, he's always asking questions, always wants to know the why behind things, and I love that about him.
And now, Chris, you are our player of the game, obviously. Receiving, that was your big thing on Saturday afternoon, and you've been able to do that the first couple of games. They're looking for you now as a receiver. You like that?
Yeah, that's fine. Come after me. I mean, at the end of the day, you can know what we're doing, but at the end of the day, you still have to stop the offensive unit.
Yeah, you were a big part of that scoring drive, not only the touchdown, but you got a pass here across the middle as well. Just talk about what you were seeing and why you were so successful in getting open.
Well, I mean, I think it just starts with the offensive coordinator, Coach Greg Stevens. He really drew up a good game plan for us and allowed us to design some plays for us to get into open space here.
You put on a heck of a move on that defender there, and he just went flying by out of bounds.
Yeah, so I was coming up the sideline, and I was planning on running him over, to be honest, but I saw him start looking at my legs, and I was like, he's an ankle biter. So I decided to bust a little move, and it worked out for me. And I got to score a touchdown. For both of you, what's the attitude of this team? You guys have played great opponents. You guys are trying to build something here. So what's the attitude now? You're 0-2, but can you feel a sense of improvement and the opportunity starting to present themselves as you get ready for Northern Arizona?
I think so. I think especially coming off 2 losses, one that was pretty brutal this last Saturday. I think you can see a fight in the team, at least on the defense. Like, I think you can see that people are fighting to make an effort to be able to come back and bounce back this week and have a better result. Spencer
Rich, linebacker for the Trailblazers. You have to take pride in Montana State. A couple times they started on your side of the 50-yard line in the red zone. You held them scoreless a couple times. Same thing with UNLV. You kept them out of the end zone when they were in the red zone. They kicked a couple field goals. But just talk about that mentality when you're put in that position where they get great starting position, and then also they get close to the goal line, you keep them out.
I think you've seen, especially just in the first 2 games, that when our defense is doing our defense's thing, like we can be very successful. So I think as long as we can just continually do that throughout an entire 4 quarters, that we can have really good results throughout the season.
And Chris Street, running back for the Trailblazers, when you take a look at your offense in the first game, couldn't convert 3rd down, couldn't get a drive going against UNLV. It seemed like you started to get in a little bit of a rhythm. So talk about the progression of this offense.
The progression from the first game to now, I think is a big difference because Coach Stevens is emphasizing that 11 guys need to be doing the right thing at all times on offense. And as long as we execute and really play loose, I think we'll be so dangerous. The offense has an immense amount of explosive potential, and I think we can keep progressing as long as we get comfortable with the plays and stuff so that we know exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, and Coach, you talked about Spencer Rich, but Chris Street, he was here obviously last year. You inherited him, and I think that you're awfully glad that he's still here for you.
Oh, very much so. While I was at Stanford, I had to play against him. I think he even scored a touchdown against us. But
and you still like him?
Yeah, I've learned to like him. So, but I've got to know Chris, early on when I first got here, and immediately the thing that jumped out to me is just his personality.
Yeah.
He's very, very outgoing, very friendly, and he's got a lot of leadership ability. That's why he's been elected captain both of the first 2 games, and he has a lot of respect from his teammates.
And speaking of that respect and being elected captain, you're also wearing the jersey number 3. Abe Reinhart, linebacker for the Trailblazers, passed away in 2019. Now they honor him by giving that jersey number to someone each year, and you are the recipient of that. Just talk about what that means to you to have that number 3 on your jersey.
It's an honor, first of all. Just to keep that tradition going and to be selected. I like to work hard and truly be the best that I can possibly be, and just Abe and the stories that I've heard about him and that we got to hear. I'm really glad that we got to hear because it allowed me to learn a little bit more about that process and what happened and everything. It's deep, the impact that he had on people in the community. When it got announced, I was getting a lot of DMs and stuff. People were texting me oh, it's an honor, you gotta represent it well. I went to school with Abe. He was one of my students. Just the reach that one person can have it's crazy to see firsthand, and how many people cared about him and what kind of positive light he shed on everybody.
And Coach, you had a lot of possibilities for that, a lot of great young men on your team. What was so special about Chris that he deserved that?
Just again, his leadership qualities, his hard work, his toughness, the role model that he is to the rest of the team, and he exemplifies what that number 3 jersey should represent.
Okay, we have left Las Vegas. Now we head back here to St. George Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Kickoff with Northern Arizona. We'll talk about the Lumberjacks. They had a quite impressive showing against the 20th ranked team in the country, Arizona. We'll show you that, talk about that, and also have a little treat. That's when the Lance Anderson Coaches Show comes back.
Welcome to St. George Academy, home of the Dragon Slayers, where academic excellence meets individualized learning right here in Southern Utah. At St. George Academy, we believe in challenging our students with rigorous curriculum, preparing them for a demanding college experience and beyond. And it's all tuition free. Our unique Pathway University program offers accelerated courses, allowing students to earn college credits in high school. Experience the St. George Academy difference, schedule your tour today, and join us on your educational journey.
Yesco is a proud partner of Trailblazer Sports Vision and Utah Tech Athletics. Yesco specializes in manufacture of custom electric signs and displays. From the smallest to the largest, Yesco can design, manufacture, install, and maintain an identification package that is tailored to your specific needs. Yesco has been serving Utah businesses for well over 100 years with quality signage and exceptional service. To see how Yesco can serve you, go to yesco.com.
Craving something sweet but healthy? Come to Berries and Cream, the original spot for fresh berries in our delicious sweet cream. Locally owned and operated right here in St. George. We offer a cold, refreshing treat that's perfect for the southern Utah climate. Fresh fruit has never tasted so good. Berries and Cream, the original taste of St. George.
Utah Tech looking to beat the odds here in Las Vegas and roll the dice and try to pull off a monumental upset against UNLV. Deacon Hill rolling right, going wide open. Go, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Utah Tech. Wants to go deep across the middle. Caught at the 15-yard line by Bryce Parker. Caught by Chris Street, first down, 25-20. Still there goes Chris Street, touchdown, Utah Tech.
Just some of the sights and sounds of the game Saturday afternoon in Las Vegas, getting ready for NAU, Northern Arizona, the Lumberjacks, Saturday night at 7 o'clock. All right, Chris, we talked about you receiving the number 3 jersey in honor of Abe Reinhart, but you have a tattoo on your left arm that says "bigger than me." Explain what that's all about.
So for me, this is just a reminder for myself to always kind of stay grounded, stay humble, and realize that this life journey that I'm taking, the road that I'm taking, is bigger than myself. Every decision that I make is bigger than just myself. Like, it impacts my family, friends, people close to me. So that's really what it's about, and representing something bigger than myself. And
yeah, and Coach, that's a pretty impressive motto to live by, and the entire team can kind of take that to heart, right?
Exactly. We talk about that all the time, that it's about the team. The team is more important than me and my needs, my desires, my wants. We talk about having no ego. It's exactly what we're talking about, that it's bigger than just me.
Okay, let's look ahead to Saturday night, 7 o'clock, kickoff with Northern Arizona. A year ago when you went to Flagstaff, you put up over 50 points. The defense forced 5 turnovers, had 2 defensive touchdowns for the Trailblazers. But we can all forget that. That has nothing to do with this year's team for either side. New coaching staff, new players. So, first of all, just your initial assessment of the Lumberjacks here. They're 1-1. They got a win against a Division II team, I believe, in the first week. And then they went up against number 20, Arizona, at Arizona in Tucson, had a lead at halftime. But just your initial assessment of Northern Arizona.
They're a good football team. They've been very impressive in their first 2 weeks on offense. They've got some good skill players. They do a good job of running the football, which is something we've got to be able to stop this week. They played very well on defense, very well against Arizona. They're a high pressure unit, so we've got to find a way to protect and also be able to run the ball against them.
Northern Arizona's defense against Arizona in the first half especially, they were dominating. They had 2 sacks. I mean, they moved these offensive line all over the place.
Yeah, they played very well throughout the game on defense. Arizona had a hard time with their pressure, as you see here.
And Chris, not only do they have big-time pressure, but their DBs are pretty good. So you're just going to have another game like you did in UNLV on the receiving end.
Maybe better.
Maybe better?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that, Coach. You like that?
Yeah, that's what we need this week.
Better.
And Spencer, when you look at their quarterback, Ty Pennington, only 85 passing yards, but he can run. He had 11 carries for 49 yards. Another dual threat guy you got to pay attention to.
Yeah, I think the same thing as first 2 weeks. We really just need to emphasize on tackling and doing our job, and our defense will be all right.
You got to look out for that reverse pass there. Little trick plays they got going. No problem.
Y'all got it.
No problem. They were able to run the ball for over 100 yards as well. So just as you guys look film, Chris, and look at tape of Northern Arizona, a little bit of pre-game study, what's your initial assessment of those guys?
Well, they have a pretty wild defense. They bring some crazy looks, and that's all right. I think as long as we have great preparation, which we've been doing. We started off this week strong. I think we'll be just fine. We just do our job. That's the biggest thing. Just do your job, and we'll be explosive. We'll show you. Don't you worry about it.
All right, I'm not worried. Are you worried, Coach?
No, not at all.
All right, Spencer, are you worried?
Yes, sir.
Spencer, and when you look at Northern Arizona, another dual threat quarterback, you've had a couple of great dual threat quarterbacks, some of the best in the nation the last couple of weeks. So just your thoughts about going up against these guys.
I think really just being able to trust in the coaching staff, trusting Coach Moynihan and the plays that he's going to call, and being able to put us in successful situations, and then an emphasis on, Coach talks about all the time, just being physical, being able to dominate. I think that's huge in the run game, something maybe we struggled with in the first 2 games, but hopefully we can come out this game and do better at. Coach,
final thoughts that you need to get things taken care of the next couple of days before Saturday night?
We've got another good, strong opponent coming in into our home. Again, we've just, like Spencer said, both sides of the ball. We've got to be able to play physical. We've got to be able to stop the run on defense, need to be able to run the ball on offense, and we're looking for an exciting game on Saturday night.
All right, guys, we have treats from Berries and Cream at the Red Cliffs Mall. Look at that. And so, what are these? These are freeze-dried berries.
Oh, yummy.
Okay? Take a big old heaping bite there. You giving it a thumbs up?
Yeah,
Pretty good, yeah.
All right, freeze-dried berries at Berries and Cream.
I can take this home?
Thank you.
All right, guys, thanks for coming in. Chris Street, running back, Spencer Rich, linebacker. Coach,
Thank you.
thanks for coming in. We'll see you on Saturday night. Kickoff 7 o'clock at Greater Zion Stadium. 6 o'clock is our Trailblazer pregame kickoff show. You can watch that on Trailblazer Sports Vision on YouTube, and also listen to it on the Fan. And don't forget about the St. George Chamber of Commerce tailgate party at the parking lot of the Atwood Innovation Plaza. That's starting at 5 o'clock. So, lots of stuff happening. So come on. All we got to do is win now, right?
That's right.
Top off a great evening in St. George, Utah.
That's the plan.
All right. We'll see you Saturday night, guys, with Northern Arizona. See ya.